So, clocking in at number 10 is the full art supporter card known as Fossil Researcher. It lets you search a deck for up to 2 in any combination of either Tyrant or Amora, and put them on your bench. Instead of using the Sail and the Jaw Fossil, if you just want to put them straight onto your bench, Fossil Researcher is the card for you. I like this card because of the colour scheme. I think it pops right at the back there. You've got Amora, looking at the scientist, and he seems to be in a pleasant mood, and you've got his co-scientist, looking on at the clipboard. The colour scheme just does it well for me. At number 9 we have the EX card Meloetta, which is Meloetta EX, with 110 hit points, probably one of the weakest EXs I have, but definitely prominent in its own right. Useful in the round deck, which is a profile I might cover. It's a format about 2 years old nearly. You combine it with the Seismitoad that has round, you bench Meloetta and you do a lot of damage with the round attack because it does damage equal to the... It does 30 times the amount of Pokemon you have on your bench that have the round attack, so obviously you'll be hopefully hitting for about 90 to 120 on average. I like Meloetta. She's a legendary, or a pseudo-legendary, or sub-legendary, sorry, I think is the correct term, from Generation 5, the Unova region. I think they're pink at the back, that just looks really cool. Pink's kind of an underrated colour at times. It does, for... especially with Vibrance, you've got the musical notes on there with the attacks, Brilliant, Voice, and Round. From the Radiant collection, which I liked as well. I have the entire Radiant collection, I might do a video on that soon. There's the list of cards from the Hidden Treasure set that had a background. They either had a variable colour background, it was either love hearts or squares, triangles, diamonds, that kind of thing. Just to kind of spruce the cards up a bit. At number 8 we have Yveltal EX, which is... the Dark and Flying type Pokemon from Generation 6 with the moves Evil Bolt and Y-Cyclone. It kind of became the current generation's Mewtwo EX, I may have stated that before. The colour scheme is really cool. It's weak to Electric. All the standard EX Pokemon, they kind of have the downside. Your opponent takes 2 prize cards if they get knocked out. But again, the colour scheme I think is pretty good. Prominent, legendary in its own right. With 170 hit points, kind of a force to be reckoned with, definitely in most dark decks. At number 7 we have the second of the 2 supporter full art cards that I have on this list, which is Lysander's Trump card. Again, as all these cards I will say on the list have a really good vibrant colour scheme. This was when this artwork is of Lysander when he pretty much developed this. I don't know if it's like a mechanical prototype system as a replacement for the Mega Ring, or a form of a Mega Bracelet, in order to use Mega Evolution in the games if you've played them, when he uses Mega Gyarados. The leader of Team Flare, very prominent player in his own right as well. And, orange-haired dudes are often cool. We had Yveltal at number 8, so at number 6 we have Xerneas. I pulled recently from one of the 8 booster packs I think I did, from the special set. I got Xerneas EX. With the moves Breakthrough and X-Blast. I also did a deck profile on Xerneas EX, turning it into like a Fairy Garden deck. Clocking in with 170 hit points, that rainbow colour scheme really pops. The 3D kind of almost sandpaper-like effect I find. Very rainbowy. Weak to Steel obviously, so Agrons beware. It has to be wary of Agrons, I should point out, not Agrons don't have to be scared of Fairy types. Resistant to Dark with the 2-star retreat cost. Packs a pretty powerful attack. At number 5 was the Unsuspecting Camerupt EX. This was the full art Camerupt that I got from the Primal Clash booster box, the very first video I did on my channel, with the moves Tumbling Attack and Explosive Jet. Really rakes up the fire energies, which is pretty cool. A high retreat cost, as I've said. Weak to Water. Pretty good prominent fire type with 180 hit points. I think it just works well as a full art. I have it in regular art as well, but I find the full art just, especially with that red that he's stamping on that volcanic, almost that volcanic background, the flooring that he's stepping on just really takes it over the edge. At number 4 we have the full art Floras TX. I did not pull this from the Phantom Forces booster box, which it was available in. I bought it online from Amazon. A pretty standard, not the strongest EX, with only 160 hit points with the moves Lead and Bright Garden. It was featured in the Xerneas EX deck that I did, where you pile on the Fairy Energies and use Bright Garden to inflict a lot of damage. It can work in a Grass deck as well, which I might try, a Grass variant. Also weak to Steel, 2-star retreat cost. I love green. That leafy green that it has there is probably one of my favourite types of colour that there is. Like Pokemon Leaf Green for the Game Boy Advance, I actually own that, and I got that over Fire Red because I like Venusaur more. But I find as a full art Floor, just one of the newer Pokemon from Generation 6, a great fairy type Pokemon. Nearly said flower then, well there's a flower. Comes in variant versions in the game. In the EX version I think it comes in red at the moment, and that's it. I don't know if there'll be any reprints. At number 3 is my favourite Pokemon, Heracross EX. Or Heracross in general, but this is the EX version, full art. Vamped up with 170 hit points, pretty good with the moves Guard Press and Giga Power. Pretty aggressive for what it does, weak to fire, 3-star retreat cost. The green at the back blades of grass that are coming up from it, I just think pops really well. Again, the sandpaper kind of effect with the golden 3D outline just cements it and takes it to a new level of how it looks. Again, with the X's, they can get your opponent gets 2 prize cards if they get knocked out, so Mega Heracross is pretty cool as well, but obviously because he's not a full art at the moment as far as I know, he might very well be one day, but at the moment Heracross just takes it to that level of badass. In a very close second place was the full art Dragonite AX with 180 hit points, the only Pokemon on this list with an ability, which is Bustin, has the move Jet Sonic. Kanto has a resonance within my childhood, as I played the Kanto games, as I'm sure most of you have, or at least you've seen them. Dragonite was a very powerful Pokemon. At the time it was one of the toughest to raise as such, because it evolved into Dragonite at level 55, I believe it still does. In the current games it's easier to get, because obviously with the experience share, it's easier to level up your Pokemon quicker, but back in the old school days, as I say, evolving Dragonite into its final, to evolve Dratini into Dragonair and then Dragonair into Dragonite took a lot longer to do, so by the time you got to the Elite Four you're probably still grinding your team. I love the artwork. It's it's an orange dragon with green wings. When Bill came across it in the Pokemon episode, the Dragonite was huge. Obviously by the time they got to Gen 5 they shrunk it, or on average they shrunk one of the... It's either a different Dragonite variant or it was a regular Dragonite that was the same size as Charizard. Weak to Fairy with a 3-star retreat cost, but a badass nonetheless. Coming in at number 1, if you saw my Furious Fist Part 2 booster box opening, you'll know that I nearly freaked out. Well, I did freak out actually over this card. Ping Bell. No. No, 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 no. This... Wow! The full art Lucario EX. The only card on this list with 3 attacks that has the moves Missile Jab, Corkscrew Smash, and Somersault Kick. Pretty aggressive, obviously Somersault Kick being the best of the 3, weak to Psychic, 180 hit points. I mean, that Mega Lucario was something else as well, but as this is a full art list, Lucario looks like he's about to jump straight off the card and drop kick you in the face. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I think it's a good thing, because it's always nice to have a card that looks like it could kick the 7 shades of shit out of you. I think that's always a cool thing to have. Big basic badass from Gen 4, Lucario, that's what he is. Kind of ninja-based Pokemon, has a Mega Evolution now. That flame kind of spirally aura background he has, and that blue tint, I think just sets the card off really well, and is probably the reason as to why it's not only one of my favourite Pokemon of all time, but why it was number 1 on this list. Alright guys, so that was my top 10 Pokemon full art cards, 2 supporters and 8 Pokemon themselves. I hope you enjoyed. This was kind of a welcomed diversion till I get to the next unboxing, whatever that may be. Probably it will be a Pokemon unboxing. I'm not sure whether it will be loose packs, another booster box. The new Roaring Sky set came out recently, so that might be something to go after. In case you didn't know, yesterday I hit 50 subscribers, so I did a 50 subscriber special. If you check out, it's the main video on my channel. I thank you all for watching my videos again. Some honourable mentions obviously in the description of that video. I'll probably leave a link to the video just in case you haven't seen it, because I want you guys to know that I appreciate every view that I get and everyone that takes the time to watch my videos, that you would care enough to watch them, and it means a lot to me. You guys are the reason I do this. You know, this is... I'm in the entertainment business now. But I thank you dearly. This has been Nintendo Fanatic, and I'll see you in the next video.